Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're in variant 7. This is chapter 2.2. Going up my first path. Finished this off, like the first day. We're just getting back to uploading some videos. A lot of footage to upload, and this is the first path. It has Overclocked, stacked Overflow, and ArcOverload. So you really do get some good benefits if you use like a full tech team. I brought some skill champions though, because that's what I was going to use for the boss. And yeah, Warlock is a monster. Here I'm just doing parry heavies, getting a bunch of those viruses on him to get him infected, which basically whenever he gets ArcOverload triggered, it's going to be degenning him and power draining him. And whenever he triggers a regen from a crit from his natural abilities, he's gonna get degened and power drained. And yeah, this guy goes down super fast. Warlock, he's pretty awesome, especially when there's regen involved. It's great. And you can see, like, I noticed when I was doing this that first day, there are a lot of revives that spawn throughout this variant 7. I probably got about a dozen, maybe. I'll have to check. I'm gonna maybe go back through all my videos and see how many I picked up, but there are a lot. And so we're going back in with Warlock on this one. Pretty much with this path, pretty much anybody, any tech or skill could do it. If you do use a skill champ, you will have reduced attack from that overclocked node, because basically everybody but tech get 50% reduced attack weakness on them. And then the more tech champs you have on the team with the stack overflow, the better your tech champs are. And yeah, with the ArcOverload, every time that comes up, Warlock will take it, shut it down, reverse it. Not reverse it, but reverse or drain some power, and then get some degen if your Warlock is awakened. If he's not awakened, you won't get the degen. And it's not like super significant degen, but it is nice to have. My Warlock is max sig, so he gets like that 265 degen per tick. So it can add up, but it's not like game breaking, like where you have to have it to get it done. But yeah, so that Aegon goes down, and then we have a Havok, and I'm trying to think if I went with Warlock or if I went with Guardian on this one. Basically, any tech champ that has a armor up is who you want to bring in. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Warlock, but Guardian would work. Guillotine 2099, she would not. I think the reason why I didn't bring her was she's not a hero. She's not marked as a hero. I think she's just marked as like a robot. So it would be interesting to like get her combo up and see like how high your combo could get on this fight, because you're gonna have that reduced attack. But I don't know. Even champs like Howard, he would work. Howard the Duck. You could use Vision. Vision doesn't have an armor up, but with his power drains, you can keep his plasmas in check, and not have to worry about detonations, and you can heal block as well. I'm trying to think of other tech champs that would do the job well here. Because I don't know of any skill champs that have a armor up, and you're going to have the reduced attack. I mean, you can bait block a bunch of heavies, which when he does a heavy, it consumes his plasmas, turns them into those prowess, and you can really control how much plasmas you get. but I mean, when you have the opportunity to bring an armor up champ, it's just more safe. Civil Warrior, I'm sure he could work. What other heroes do we have? Hulkbuster, he would work. That might be about it with the heroes that have a reliable armor up that could take him out. But yeah, so he goes down. Next up, we have a Luke Cage. Do I go in with stealth or do I go in with Guardian? I think I use my tech champs along this whole path. Yeah, and again, basically, if you have a hero tech champ, they would work. The ArcOverload is not that crazy. The regen, as long as you can, keep your combo going, not get smacked around, put out some good damage, you can out pace the ArcOverload with a reasonably ranked champ. Star-Lord would work great. Just when there's like an ArcOverload like this, I just try not to pay attention to it and make sure that it just doesn't get in the back of my mind. I'm just like, I know my guys can out damage it. Don't worry about it. Here we're gonna throw off a L3 after the indestructible goes off, so I can get some damage from it. And I think I'm just gonna build back up to one L2 with Guardian, and then we're gonna light him up. And I think it kills him. I do get that shock off, which is 97 a tick. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, we're gonna just build up back to that L2 and then just nuke him, and then just I think I need to make sure he is not gonna be indestructible. So I think I do wait out this so that I can make sure that I can get full damage from the L2, and I think he will go down with the 10 charges. Boom. Yeah, Guardian is a beast. I really like him, and he does help everybody else on the team with that block proficiency synergy. Oh yeah, so here is where I went wrong, and I'm not sure who else I would use, but I thought I would use Night Thrasher. So this is my best Night Thrasher. He's unawakened. He is just a rank 1 6-star, but I overlooked the fact that this has the Overclocked, which you can see I have that weakness passive on me, which is going to gimp my damage output significantly. And then the fact that my Night Thrasher is unawakened, I can't really do a whole bunch with all the buffs, all the debuffs that you would put on him, and those would help mitigate the ArcOverload regen, because I do have max despair, and that would help reduce the regen. But you can see, like, I'm gonna go on this fight for a while, and I start to get frustrated. I'm like thinking about, here I pause, I'm like, am I gonna actually do this fight? Like, and I'm gonna be able to out damage it? I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. We'll see how far we can go and see if I can do this or not. But yeah, so we finally unpause it, and we get back into the footage. But I will tell you, this is not a great option. Maybe if yours is awakened, where you can get a bunch of the debuffs on. But the one thing that you really don't want to do is you don't want to put an Incinerate on Mephisto. He doesn't take damage from it, and he will just get that power gain. And you don't want to push him to L2 or L3 or anything like that. And if he's not throwing, then it can really mess you up. So you can see, I think also when I paused, I went and I looked on Aunt May, and I was like, which attack gives him the Incinerate? Because I want to make sure that I just get the Disorient and the Shock on him. And when you look at that, if I look back again, because I have already forgotten, because I don't use Night Thrasher a lot, because I don't really have him awake. I have him awakened as a 5-star, but I think he's just rank 3, maybe even just rank 2. But depending on if you like heavy, use a light attack, or use a medium attack that controls what debuff he puts on the attacker. You can see there I tried to get him refreshed, but then I refreshed it with a incinerate, so now he's going to be getting that passive damage. So now if I refresh, that incinerate is just going to be on there permanently, so I let it fall off. Yeah, just not the best matchup for sure. I know that his L3 can like extend his debuffs and stuff like that. But yeah, so it says, okay, if you strike with a light, you get a disorient. If you strike with a medium, you get a incinerate on those L1s. And yeah, so and I think if you do a heavy, you get the shock. So yeah, you can just see like I've hit him almost 100 times and I'm doing no damage just because the ArcOverload is too much for the gimpy damage that this rank 1 6-star can put out. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying, and I think I end up getting hit, and I'm just like, this is just not working, and I just end up quitting out because it's like this is just a waste of my time. So unless you have a better strategy with Night Thrasher, maybe yours is a rank 5 and can do it, but the gimp damage, it does make it tough with a lower ranked one. And maybe if I would have used L3s to extend those debuffs to be longer, that could have helped. But here you can see like I am slowly getting some damage off, and I am mitigating the ArcOverload a tiny bit. I also do have max Petrify on, so both power gain and regen is reduced while stun is active. So here I go and I throw an L3, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I've ever thrown an L3 with this guy. And then it does lengthen his debuffs that he has active, and you get like an elongated stun as well. I did get some adrenaline hail on that, but it's just, you know, if this guy's not throwing and you can't refresh those debuffs and whatnot, I don't know. It's just not good times. Yeah. So there I get hit. Yeah, and I die. So, and I was gonna quit out soon enough. So we go back in. I'm like, you know what? Guardian should work. The energy damage mitigation that he has should be good. But I do forget at the very beginning, I have that curse on me that basically I can't get buffs, and so I need to wait that out, and then I think I'm gonna heavy to, or maybe I just wait it out and I just trigger that armor. You know, I do heavy to get that temporary armor, because basically when the armor is up, that's when Guardian gets that energy. His sig ability comes into play where he can mitigate the energy damage, which is going to be from the aura and whatnot. So you can see like when I'm close to him, when he has the aura, the energy damage isn't as bad as without it. And then my whole plan here is to get to an L3, build up a bunch of those charges he has, and kind of do what I did to the other guy. Who was that? The Luke Cage? Yeah. And just blast him with an L2. So we're waiting for this one to get to 5. There we go. Throw a special and then throw off the L3. There we go. Do a parry. So while he's under the stun, because I have max Petrify, he gets 30% less power gain, combat power rate. So that's why I did it while he was stunned. And Yeah, he's going to get shocked. That shock is going to help just a smidge when those arc overloads come up, just because it's a debuff and I do have max to spare. And yeah, I am still trying to stay away from his aura. The damage isn't as bad, but I'm just gonna try to mitigate however much I can by not being within range, because it can definitely add up over a long fight. And you know, with him getting those auras and keep getting specials, it just can it's kind of annoying, to be honest. You know, I wonder how well Void would do here, just because the Arc Overload would still get reversed in full, and you get like Fear of the Void. I think he would be an excellent option for this, even though his regular damage is going to be gimped. Something to consider if you're looking for other options. If you don't have Guardian, I was trying to think of other options outside of Guardian and Night Thrasher, and I really couldn't think of any that are heroes that are immune to Incinerate, and that are tech or skill. So if I go tech and skill and I go heroes, right now I'm just on Aunt May checking it out. Aunt May, if you guys haven't gone to that site, you should definitely check it out because it's awesome. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. So we got Aegon, Agent Venom, Black Panther Silver Warrior, Black Widow, Deadly Origin. There we do smash him with an L2, almost dead. Blade with danger sense and stuff, he could probably actually do okay, although his damage will still be gimped. But man, outside of that, there aren't any other. I don't know if the new champ Silver Centurion, if he is immune to incinerates. I know he can incinerate, but I'm not certain. No, he's just immune to bleed and shock. So, yeah. Other than those three, you really don't have many options. But I do think you can't use Void because Void is not skill or tech. So, scratch that idea. I'm not sure who else you would use. I wonder if there are non-heroes that would work as well. I don't know. Those are pretty much the two options that I think are really, really viable. But here we're going back into Abomination, and we're just gonna smash this dude with a bunch of heavies. Get him bleeding. He can't poison me because Warlock is poison immune, and yeah, he's just gonna go down pretty fast, pretty easy. Degen, power drain from that heal. Yeah, Warlock is probably go-to for most of this line, and then just have somebody for that Mephisto. But other than that, there are a lot of champs that can do these fights. Visions, either one of them can do a lot of these fights. Probably could also do the Mephisto if you can stay away from him when he has his aura, and you can just kind of power drain him and whatnot, and he'll block him. I think he could work. Not ideal, but could work. But yeah, the Abomination goes down. Pretty simple fight. Nothing too crazy there. And then I think we got the last fight, which is the boss. I think is after this one. Let's check this out. Once I tap to continue. Yeah, so we do continue. Yeah, so this has just SpiderGwen. And I'm just going to take her with Stealth Spidey. He's got the slow. As long as you put that on to the pre-fight, and you can prevent her evades. And as long as you manage those, it's got bubble shields. Gotta keep an eye out for those 10th hits that are going to become unblockable. Counterstrike. She's going to become unblockable once you evade 10 times as well. And yeah, but still Spidey. He is a good champ to use for this one for sure. Hopefully you don't get evaded on that first combo. You should be generally okay. Refresh it, get the Fury, get the precision passives on. You can be hitting like a truck. And then I think here on out, I'm just going to try to make sure that I get those refreshed. I'm going to try to build up to an L2 to where I can get a elongated slow on the SpiderGwen. Gonna try to maximize as many hits as I can before I throw that L2. Boom, there we get it on. We've gotten 3 dexes, so we get those 3 passive furies. I'm trying to block as much as possible because I don't want her to be fully unblockable. That was the 10th hit from the bubble shield. That was unblockable. We dexed that, got out of the way. And yes, she is going down. This is a rank 2 stealth Spidey, unawakened, so I don't have any of the like extra damage from the Furies from the awakened ability. And we're gonna hit it off with an L3, and I think this kills her. And we get the solo first attempt. Nope, just enough to where she doesn't. We do refresh our charges, but she's gonna be evading like crazy now. But I do get one part of a combo off, and we finish her off and get the solo. So that's all for this first path. Nothing too bad. Thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.